You're listening and watching to a very special podcast. Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to do Phenomenon Serendipity, and this time I'm going to do it on the perspective view of, by the name, Solomon Falcone, and we're going to discuss his point of view and such things. So, please enjoy. Solomon, Elem Fabian said, I have a job for you. Standing right before Elem Fabian was a man who seemed to be a little bit in his late 30s. He looked like a retired soldier, but deep down there was some sort of broken bird personality going on with him. He seemed stoic and very troubled, but his heart was gold and kind. Gold as in he was a good person. A job? What is it? Solomon asked. As you may know, it seems Silver Eden had to open the portals in the other worlds. I need you to be prepared. You yourself are going to have to come up with this team, and I want you to be there for these people that are coming. Ellen explained. Look, I'm not here to kill people. I know you're not. But we got infestations and manifestations roaming around. Do you have any other ideas? Asked Elim. No, this is the only one we got. How can you be sure we can trust them? Solo said. Please don't question my work. I know what to do. And yes, Silver was pretty reckless. But this is the only way we are going to have to do it. Do you understand? Elim asked. Yes, sir. Solomon said. Good. As of right now, you won't be known as Solomon. You will be known as Solo. Is there going to be any trouble? Elim asked. No, sir. Besides, it's been a long time since anyone has called me that. Solo remarked. After leaving the office, Solo Falcone had a bit of a bitter past himself, which Elem Fabian can understand. Solo was once a soldier of Nevermore. He had to work with his brother because back then, he and his brother pretty much got along pretty good, despite the fact that Solomon was known to be the favorite son to his family. Solo never hung out much with his older brother, and he never knew what he was doing. He thought maybe he was here to help out, but it wasn't. Solo was shocked to see that there were so many children being put through of being superhuman and giving such power to kill other people. It was amazing. No, not amazing. It was horrifying. Amazing and horrifying. Amazing because of their superhuman abilities can make them into horrifying machine killers. And what's worse, Solo realized that his older brother has done something really cruel, really horrible. His brother was killing people, different people of different religions, different cultures, and different color skin. This was not what Solo signed up for. He wasn't aware of it. He was so shocked at this that he couldn't believe it. So, he left, figuring out what was really going on. He never knew this whole thing was so terrifying. But he had to give himself a break. This was all too much for him to bear. Really, really too much to bear. Couldn't do it. He couldn't do it anymore. If he was going to be forced to kill people, he wanted out. He'd rather be dead than killing people of different colored skins. His older brother, Deimos Falcone, a bigot for killing people of different colored skins and religions. How could I have been so blind? Solo thought, thinking all of those people that were killed, the ones that those children were sent to murder, a mass murder. And Solo could see that the children afterwards from that were traumatized, in anguish, when nobody was around to observe them. All they were was in their beds, crying every single night. Sometimes they would cry themselves to sleep, thinking about the horrible events that happened. Solo felt guilty for leaving. He could have saved some children. He could have even saved some lives, but he couldn't. This was too much, too shocking. But if he stayed, he would be part of this whole tragedy. What's even more, he never got to see the love of his life. She stayed because of something more. She wasn't aware what was going on, but Solo did. However, his lover didn't care, and that made Solo really upset. The last thing he said to her was, "I really hope you understand that this sick monster was nothing more than a bigot." The love of his life. He hasn't heard from her since, so he decided to forget about her. Maybe move on with his life, not caring about what other people think of him. Ever since he left Nevermore, people have been jeering at him, saying, "You bigot! You bastard! You monster! How could you have been part of all that?" He wished he could explain, but he didn't. If he had to explain of what he occurred, no one would believe him. At least, that was during the time he had to deal with someone so reviled. As he was getting himself prepared, suddenly it felt like a cyclone was coming. However, this cyclone was different. It felt like a shooting star. Different shooting stars. What's going on? He wondered. Then he ran out. Gun in hand, he wondered, whoever this might be, this could get dangerous. Sensing that he wasn't the only one alone, he held his gun, and then he said, "Now listen here. I don't know who you are, but I am not afraid to use this. Okay? If you're some fiend, then I'll shoot. I'll shoot. I'm not afraid." "Oh, are you?" said a voice. It was some guy in a green jacket. It was pretty a long jacket. He wore clogs, matching pants, and also he wore some weird hat. It was a white and green one, and his hair was pretty blonde. Then he held up his fan and he smiled brightly, saying, "Well, hello there." Huh? Hey, wait a second, you're not a Soul Reaper, are you? He said. Huh? Who the hell are you? Solo said. Well, that's my question. Who are you? Solomon Falcone. Um, but you can call me Solo. Solo! The guy called out. Sorry, I'm getting much more fun of this. Geez, are you always this irritating? Solo asked. Not really. But enough about me. Who are you? I just told you who I was. Oh yeah, Solo. Yes. Nice to meet you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Kisuke Urahara. It's a pleasure to meet you, he said. Kisuke? Asked Solo. Yes, Kisuke Urahara. You won't forget that name now, would you? Asked Kisuke. No. Then there was a growling sound that Solo heard. Trouble. Hey, would you mind if I come along? Kisuke asked. No, be my guest. Come along, maybe it might be useful, Solo said, and off the two of them went. This is so exciting! I'm finally gonna do Solomon Falcone's point of view. I hope you guys like it. Enjoy!